Jordan struggled to a season-low 16 points, making just 5 of 26 shots, and relegated to grinning and bearing a 15-point loss to the Seattle Supersonics. Tonight, MJ and the Wizards are looking for a reversal of fortune against the NBA's 5th leading scorer, Ray Allen, the versatile Glenn Big Dog Robinson, and the tenacious Sam Cassell. The Wizards and the Bucks on Comcast Sportsnet. Next. Comcast, Sportsnet, and Net 2000 present Wizards basketball. Tonight live from the MCI Center in Washington, D.C. It's the Washington Wizards and the Milwaukee Bucks. After winning 2 of their first 3 games, the Wizards have found themselves on the bad end of 4 in a row. Even Michael Jordan was perplexed in the loss to Seattle. Now his squad must find a way to pull together as MJ continues to search for that elusive rhythm. No easy task tonight, facing one of the hottest teams in the league. Ray Allen, Glenn Robinson, Sam Cassell, and the 4-1 Milwaukee Bucks. Hi, folks. Glad you're with us tonight for Wizards Hoops on Comcast Sportsnet. Steve Buckhantz with Phil Chenier. I think we were all stunned to see Jordan miss his first 14 shots here against Seattle Sunday. Even MJ admitted he was becoming mechanical, and that's the worst way to come out of a slump. So what is he going through, Phil?
Well, it's tough times, obviously, but what can you do? You've got to keep shooting. I think we're going to give him another technical. I know that. But you've got to keep getting your shots off. I think the good thing about what we've seen is the fact that he's still able to get good shots. Out of the 25 shots, maybe 3 of them were difficult shots. So he's just got to continue to look for those shots, take the shots, because he and Rip the only ones really putting the shots up.
Contrary to last season when Milwaukee got off to a horrid start, they have come out of the blocks fast this year, and Ray Allen is leading the charge.
Having another terrific season already, the 5th leading scorer in this league, 26 plus per game. Got off to a really good start. His first 3 games, all 30 plus games. He's cooled off slightly, but he's a terrific player, has great three-point range, shooting over 40%.
Who would have thought that 8 games into this young season, Richard Hamilton would be coming off the bench for Washington? But that's the situation here as Doug Collins continues to shuffle this lineup.
Well, again, he'll be coming off the bench, but didn't really bother him. In 39 minutes, he was very productive, led the team in scoring, 23 points, but also, more importantly, had 5 assists and 5 rebounds. That's the kind of play that will really raise the eyebrows of Doug Collins.
And so as Collins continues to search for the right combination, he'll insert Bobby Simmons, the rookie, into the starting lineup tonight against Milwaukee. For more on the Wizards and Michael Jordan, let's send it over now to our colleague, George Johnson. George?
All right, thank you very much, Steve Buckhantz. Everybody concerned, of course, about Michael Jordan coming off that game against Seattle where he shot very poorly, wondering if he lives up to the same standards that he had before he retired. Remember, but he's still in the top 10 in scoring right now, averaging 24 points per ball game. Although, yes, Sunday he would clank, struggle. He shot just 5 of 26 from the field, and what was odd were the easy shots that he was missing. Finally getting a jumper right here off the rebound, off the follow, but he was 0 for 14 at one point, 1 for 16, and had to smile right here as he finally got one to fall. In the third quarter, as the fans gave him the ovation, but he said that this was probably the worst shooting night of his career. He shot 37% from the field, and you would assume that that's not going to happen often. We caught up with Michael Jordan earlier today and asked him about the shooting slump. Says, what are you going to do to shake out of it?
I'm trying not to. I don't know why you asked me that question so early. I'm trying to focus on not thinking about shooting. I think you bring it more to focus, and it just lingers. So I'm trying to get enough shots in practice and just try to get in a rhythm early, get some easy baskets, layups if I can make a layup, free throws, something, and just try not to put so much focus on shooting.
I mean, I know you hurt the finger. It was over a year ago, but can I attribute any of it to the finger?
No, I knew that was coming sooner or later, but I shot very well in certain situations, so obviously I know I can shoot with the ball, and so I'm not going to say that I'm in a slump because of my finger. I think I've overcome that some time ago.
Obviously, the Washington Wizards need Michael Jordan to shoot the ball well. They're here on a 5-game homestand, and they've already lost the first 2. Tonight, taking on Milwaukee and Ray Allen. Ray Allen, another big-time guard who can shoot. He's in somewhat of a slump, so he understands what Mike's going through.
I don't judge when we play guys. I don't judge them from how they played in the previous games to playing us, because there's a point in time where somebody's gonna come out and they're gonna shoot the ball well, and I don't think Jordan has played pretty well to his standards, to what he thinks he'd like to play so far in the first couple games. But it can happen in any game, and I think as far as our team is concerned, we want to win the game, and we don't want to have him have a breakout game against us.
I say Ray Allen in a shooting slump. He's coming off a loss to Minnesota, in which he scored just 16 points. The first time all year he has scored under 20, so he's going to come into this ball game looking to shoot out the lights, and hopefully Michael Jordan can also shoot out the lights. With that, we send it back over to the guys who do the play-by-play, Steve Buckhantz and Phil Shadare.
All right, George Johnson, thank you very much. This is the first meeting between these teams here this season. You'll recall last year, Milwaukee came in here, and they just got off to a terrible start. They were 3-9, and the Wizards beat them here. After that, Milwaukee turned it on, and they wound up, as you know, having a great season. In fact, through November 26th, only 2 other teams had worse records than the Bucks, who were 3-9. From November 27th on, only San Antonio had a better record than Milwaukee's 49-21 finish. All right, let's take a look at these starting lineups. First for the Bucks, who are 4-1 on the season. They'll go with Baltimore, Maryland's Sam Cassell and Ray Allen in the backcourt. Cassell leads the team with an average of 8.2 assists per game, and Allen is 5th in the league in scoring. In the front court for Milwaukee, the big dog Glenn Robinson with Mark Pope in the middle, and newly acquired Anthony Mason at a forward spot. Mason picked up as a free agent. He played briefly in Miami last season. Robinson at 22.6 points per game and 6.5 rebounds this season. The head coach is George Karl. He's in his 4th year in Milwaukee. 126 wins, 93 losses overall. As I said, they started slow, but Karl led them to a 52-win season last year, their first Central Division title since 1986. And as you know, they went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they lost in Game 7 in a great series with the Philadelphia 76ers. The Wizards are 2 wins and 5 losses on the season. They've lost 4 consecutive games. Michael Jordan will get the start in the backcourt with Chris Whitney, who, as you may recall, left the game against the Sonics with a sprained ankle. But he is back, and that is good news. So Chris Whitney will direct this team from the point guard spot. Again, Doug Collins shakes up this Washington lineup offensively in the front court by inserting the rookie Bobby Simmons from DePaul into the starting lineup. The first start ever for Bobby Simmons. Christian Laettner in the middle, and Kwame Brown at the forward spot. So Laettner gets another start at the center position, where they had him against Boston, and he responded with a huge game. Doug Collins is in his first year as head coach. He told us the other day he absolutely could not figure out why his team played so well in practice, but could not translate it to the floor during games. He would try to figure it out. He would play with guys that came to compete, hence the reason Bobby Simmons is starting tonight. The assistants are Brian James, Larry Drew, Johnny Bach, the trainer Steve Stricker, as we check the keys to the game. Phil?
Well, the Bucks' big 3 are an awesome threesome. Allen, Cassell, and Robinson average over 65 a game. In fact, in their first game in Utah, which was a win, they combined for 85 points. But even though offense is their calling card, defense is what George Karl has got this team to buy into. They're going to have to play good defense. They're allowing 98 points a game. Last year, though, they really made a major improvement, holding their opponents under 97 points a game. For the Wizards, rebounding is going to be crucial, because this Bucks team is last in the league in rebounding. It's a team they can get some confidence on, and they've got to be taking care of the perimeter. The perimeter defense is so important. They've got to make their switches, the rotations, and their exchanges cleanly.
The officials for tonight's game are Rodney Mott, Ronnie Nunn, and Jess Kersey. This is the first of 4 meetings between the two. The Bucks lead the all-time series 86-61, including the last 3 games. The Wizards winning only 1 of 4 last season. It was the first game here at MCI Center, a 7-point decision on November the 25th. Same 2 teams will play again January 11th in Milwaukee, March 29th here, and April 3rd in Milwaukee, where the Wizards haven't won since March of 1998. So there's Bobby Simmons, the rookie from DePaul, whom the Wizards acquired from Seattle for Predrag Drobniak. And we are underway in Washington. Steve Buckhantz, Phil Chenier, George Johnson. Our entire Comcast Sportsnet crew in a game brought to you tonight by Net 2000. First shot off the glass is good for the big dog, Glenn Robinson, in his 8th year from Purdue.
Well, that's something else that has really bothered Doug Collins, is the difference in terms of points in the paint that the Wizards have given up versus what they've taken.
Jordan's first shot is good. We don't have to tell you how frustrated he was the other night when he missed his first 14, then got his first basket on a left-handed layup and finished the night 5 of 26 from the floor. He had 16 points.
So I like the way he responded to him, and you're right. As a shooter, you can't allow yourself to think negative thoughts and think about a slump. You just think, hey, I'm going to take my next 25 shots and make them.
Wizards with good double-teaming defense. They forced the long shot from Mark Pope, and he misses. Game tied at 2, just underway from the MCI Center. Kwame Brown backing in, up strong, and gets the roll. The #1 pick in the draft this season from Glenn Academy High School in Brunswick, Georgia. Milwaukee off to a 4-1 start. They finally lost their first game the other night as Sam Cassell knocks down a jumper. They lost Saturday to Minnesota at home, 98-82. They opened the year beating Utah by 7 in overtime, Denver by 1, Boston by 6, and Miami by 4. Nice pass.
Oh, good pass. Started off with Jordan making a cross pass over to Kwame Brown, and he made the touch pass to Leitner, who was moving without the ball.
Good recognition by Leitner, too, to receive that pass because he whipped it to him.
Yeah. Got to be ready. And this is what will kill you with this team. They have 3 of the best outside shooters, and when they really get it going on, they're tough to defend. Big dog right there gets another 2.
They are 6th in the NBA in shooting percentage, 8th in 3-point field goal percentage. Jordan against Ray Allen, takes him baseline. Nice move, and he lays it in. He got that step around him, Phil.
He got around him, but what really worked for him, there was no help defensively, and Ray Allen was a little upset with his teammates.
Wizards have made all 4 of their shots here to start this game and lead by 2. And a steal. Leitner thought about it. Now goes underneath. It's knocked it out.
Split second. That's all it takes. Kwame was open, but you had to get that pass there immediately.
Tonight's game, as I mentioned, brought to you by Net 2000, revolutionary telecom, astonishing service. Net 2000. Simmons will take the jumper. That's off the mark. Leitner's right there, goes up and makes it.
Well, Doug Collins feels that Leitner is an emotional player, so getting off to this good start, he's had 2 quick baskets and a strong rebound. That's got to only help him.
3-pointer no good from Pope, who's missed 2 long shots, and the Wizards have their largest lead of 4. Again, Richard Hamilton not starting tonight. Here's Whitney open from the baseline. Yes, sirree. Wizards are 6 of 7 from the floor. Cassell is bothered by Whitney, and a holding foul is called on Chris Whitney. Milwaukee began the year 4-0. It was their best start since the 1971-72 season.
Well, they look like a team that's trying to take off where they left off last season. Of course, they were just a game away from beating Philadelphia in that 7-game conference final.
Baltimore's Sam Cassell, in his 4th year with Milwaukee after time in New Jersey, Dallas, Phoenix, and Houston. Nice pass to Kwame, who goes underneath to Bobby Simmons, who lost the ball out of bounds. And Ronnie Nunn says it's off of his leg out of bounds, and Doug Collins is livid. Rodney Mott didn't see it. He looked to Nunn for help, and Nunn made the call.
Well, that's the officials have to show some teamwork too. You can see Bobby Simmons just could not handle that bounce pass and gave the defense a chance to recover.
Pope inside, no basket. Offensive foul on Mark Pope.
Well, that's what you have to do. Help each other out. You see Pope roll to the basket. Somebody helps out from the weak side. It's Christian Laettner.
Jordan inside. Michael Jordan with a slam. MJ has made all 3 of his shots. Cassell is hot to start this game. He's averaging almost 16.5 points a game. His season high 25. He's done that twice against Boston and Utah. And Sam has made all 3 of his shots. Jordan in the lane. Fade away. A little short. Tip. Loose ball foul Washington. And I believe it's on Christian Laettner.
Well, you can get the sense that Milwaukee's defense really trying to get more serious about trying to stymie Michael Jordan. He came out and made his first 3 shots, and he had a couple of defenders attack him on that last shot.
You also get the opinion, the feeling that Michael Jordan has come with a renewed vigor to start this game. Shot is way short. Nice play by Robinson to knock it off of Simmons, and that's a mistake that Bobby Simmons makes as a rookie, to turn his back on that ball going out of bounds. And of course Robinson made the veteran play to knock it off him. Wizards had a 6-point lead before the last made shot, their largest of the game. They're up by 4, trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Washington opened the season winning 2 of their first 3, losing at New York and then beating Atlanta and Philly here. Sam Cassell, unbelievable. Cassell now 9 of 23 from 3-point range, and he's made all 4 of his jumpers to start this game.
Yeah, they've got to come into this game knowing that that's where they have to defend. You had Seattle that came in here and shot 11 for 21, and this is a much better perimeter shooting team than Seattle.
Both these teams shooting well to start this game. Nice job by Laettner to pull out on Allen. Pope misses, follows, and he'll go to the line. Take another look at this drive by Michael Jordan, Phil.
Well, like any player that's offensive minded, the important thing is to sustain your dribble. And he takes off, goes strong, he finds the opening, but he makes that strong initial step, and that gets him by his initial defender, and then he's able to get by the other players trying to help out.
Pope's first free throw of the season is missed. He'll have another coming in his 4th year from Kentucky. He's in his 2nd year with the Bucks. He played in the CBA. Before that, he was with the Pacers for 2 years. And the Bucks cut the Wizards' lead to 2. Whitney from long range.
Yeah. What you're seeing, the Bucks going into a zone defense.
Cassell the other way, answers with a 3. Whitney's 13th three-pointer of the season. Cassell has made all 5 of his field goals and has 12 points. It's run and gun and shoot 'em up in Washington here tonight with 5:56 to go in the first quarter, and the Wizards holding on to a 2-point lead. Folks, Washington Sports and Entertainment Educational Fund is in full force. For more information, call 202-628-3200, extension 3596, or go online at WashingtonWizards.com. Wizards lead the Bucks by 2. They've had as many as 6 points in a lead. Both teams shooting well. Milwaukee 63%. The Wizards 82% on 9 of 11 shooting. And Jordan is fouled by, I believe, Sam Cassell as they double teamed MJ. It is on Cassell, his first personal.
And you can see they're getting more and more concerned about Jordan. That time Cassell comes over to quickly double team a little too aggressively, picks up the foul.
Teams would like to not have to double team MJ. Comes off the screen short. And just play him straight up tough defense. Pope inside off a great pass by Cassell.
Well, that's transition basketball. Pope set a jarring pick on Chris Whitney. No way Chris was going to get around in front of him, and Cassell got the assist.
Good to see Whitney back in the game after leaving the other day with a sprained ankle against Seattle. Now here's the double team on Jordan. Passes inside. Simmons has it. Kwame Brown shoots. Air ball. Knocked out of bounds to Milwaukee. Wizards will get Hamilton and Popeye Jones into the game for Kwame Brown and Chris Whitney. Here's that.
There's that
wow.
pick. So he's out of the play. Now he rolls to the basket. Kwame steps up, but you don't have any weak side help. Pope gets the easy dunk.
Game is tied. Here's Anthony Mason. Mason inside. What's the call? Step on the line?
Either stepped on the line or he charged. He certainly was bullying his way down low very methodically, but I think it was his foot stepped out of bounds. Look at him just pounding his way to the middle there.
Third turnover of the game for Milwaukee. They're fourth in the league in turnovers at under 13 per contest. Wizards are sixth in the league. Jordan a little bit too strong late there, tried to knock it up, and it's saved in by Milwaukee. Jordan hounding Ray Allen. Now he beats him baseline. They double team. Go to the corner for the long jumper from Tim Thomas, and it's good. Three-pointer for Thomas. And Milwaukee has the lead, their largest of 3. Thomas averaging 8 points a game. Hamilton. Rip has to lay it off to Popeye. 8 seconds to shoot. Hamilton drives, works free for a jumper, gets fouled, and will shoot 2. Called on Glenn Robinson. His first.
Well, this shot clock's winding down, and Rip has to make something out of nothing. You see, it makes a strong move to the middle there, and then quickly gets up, draws the defense, and gets the foul.
The Wizards had an 8-point lead, but Milwaukee is on an 8-0 run. They have grabbed the lead as Hamilton makes the first. He is 25th in the NBA in free throw shooting right now. He's at 37 of 43.
It's just a matter now of which team is going to cool off first. Both teams shooting over 63%.
Allen gets around people, gives it back to Thomas, who works the jumper and hits. Boy, they are on fire.
Well, they're a perimeter team. Tim Thomas trying to join that threesome that we talked about last year. Coming into his own, he set a couple of standards for himself, and particularly became known as a very good three-point shooter.
They have missed just 4 times in 14 attempts. Hamilton, nice move, and scores. If there's one thing that's good to see in terms of what the Wizards are looking for, it's that Milwaukee is last in the league in rebounding.
Absolutely, and that's why that was one of our keys. We're talking about this is a team you could possibly get some confidence in your inside game.
Cassell is in that lane. He didn't move out, but they didn't call it. Thomas, finally they miss. Oh, tough pass. Now, can you believe those guys? They are just everywhere. Third in the NBA in steals at nearly 10 per game. That should have been Wizards' ball, and luckily they get the rebound.
Yeah, some quick hands between Big Dog and Sam Cassell just stripped it eventually away from Hamilton.
Oh, bad pass by MJ and stolen by Robinson. Pretty good defense by Milwaukee, confounding Washington. Cassell drives. Sam's open, takes the jumper, and hits.
Well, he's still perfect. 6 for 6, including 2 3-pointers. And he comes into this game shooting under 40% from the field. Been struggling with his outside shot, but not the case tonight.
14 points for Sam Cassell. And the Bucks 11 of 17 from the floor. And a timeout on the floor with 2:02 to go in the first quarter. The Wizards trailing 26-23. And let's send you now to our Comcast studios in Bethesda and join Sage Steele.
Thank you, Buck and Phil, and welcome everyone to our Nothing But Net 2000. We're going to be bringing you updates live throughout the entire game, so get used to seeing us, guys. Sage Steele alongside Adrian Dantley and Harvey Grant. First of all, guys, wow, each team's shooting almost 70%. Let's talk about MJ, though, because, of course, it's early in the season. Everyone's going to be looking at what Michael Jordan's doing. What are you seeing right now? He seems to be awfully aggressive starting this game off.
Well, he's pretty aggressive. He's going to the basket. He scored 3 baskets early. 2 of his first 3 was going to the basket, and that's what he's going to have to do throughout the course of the season, is go to the basket more instead of depending on the jump shot.
Adrian's depending on his jump shot. I'm sorry, not Adrian, Harvey. What's your name?
Oh,
Horace, yeah. But jump shot falling right now, but it's not going to last that long.
Not that long, but my thing is this. Michael Jordan never has 2 bad games in a row. So tonight he's going to come. He's coming out strong and aggressive.
Got to stop their big 3, though. Allen, Cassell, and Robinson, as those guys are on fire as well. Much more coming up here right now, though. We'll send you back to the game in a couple minutes. 26-20.
Wizards trail by 3. Michael Jordan has played all 10 minutes in this game. And playing pretty well. Certainly a lot more accurate than Sunday afternoon when he missed his first 14 shots.
Yeah, it's kind of like he wants to come out and immediately make a statement. And I think any player, when you struggled one particular game, again, you want to come out and show that that's certainly not going to be the trend.
3 of 6 from the floor, a rebound, 2 assists, 6 points for MJ, who takes a seat on the bench now. Hamilton, he'll take the jumper and hit it.
Good pick from Popeye Jones. We keep talking about Popeye as one of those players that does a lot of the little things that are so supportive.
Hamilton is 2 of 2, coming in off the bench this evening, and an offensive foul on Milwaukee. Called it on Anthony Mason, his first personal. So the Wizards play the last 142 with Popeye Jones and Richard Hamilton. Courtney Alexander in for the first time tonight with Leitner and Bobby Simmons. Alexander, fadeaway jumper, tough shot.
Yeah, it really was, but I like the way he used his quickness off the stutter step and got the angle on Big Dog Robinson.
Wizards have regained the lead by 1. Thomas, he ran over Popeye, who got that good defensive position, lost the ball, but they'll give it to Milwaukee.
Well, Popeye's active all over. You see him come in and shut down the middle. I think Thomas could have been called for a charge there.
Cassell's jumper, is that his first miss of the night? It is. Bobby Simmons down low, gives it to Hamilton. Rip, what's the call? Fouled while he's on the ground, no shot. They'll call it on Tim Thomas. First on Thomas. Wizards ball on the side. Bucks will bring Rafer Alston into the game in his 3rd year from Fresno State. Was there with Courtney Alexander. Hamilton, fadeaway, nowhere to go, leaves it for Alexander, who checks the clock. 5 to shoot. Works himself open for the jumper, too strong. Nice job, Popeye, for the rebound. Leitner against Mason. Nice pass, Hamilton. Oh, he got hit, no call. Tip up and in by the veteran, Popeye Jones.
Again, he does so many little things, just getting in good position that time for the missed shot and get the putback.
Wizards by 3. Washington playing much more aggressive defensively.
Yeah, they are.
Popeye has 2 rebounds since he's come in, both of them on the offensive end. Long jumper. How about that? Glenn Robinson, who came into the game shooting 4 of 13 from three-point range. 7 points on the evening for the big dog. Hamilton double team. Flips it to Bobby Simmons. Oh, he traveled with the basketball. It won't count. That ends the quarter. Good quarter of basketball. Michael Jordan had 6. The Wizards shoot 65% from the floor on 13 of 20 shooting. They had a 6-point lead at one point, but Milwaukee equally as hot, shooting 63%. And after one quarter of basketball, this game is tied at 29 and a good one from the MCI Center. Let's send you now back to our Comcast Sportsnet studios in Bethesda, Maryland for this timeout.
Thank you, Steve Buckhant, Sage Steele, alongside Adrian Dantley and Harvey Grant on our Nothing But Net 2000 special game here, where you're getting nothing but net talk, like it or not, guys. All right. As the guys said, what a wonderful first quarter. 29-29. You've got 2 very aggressive teams out there. I think one of the reasons Milwaukee has 29 points is because of Sam Cassell. Let's talk about that guy because he's on fire. Well,
Sam's a great player. He's from Baltimore. Whenever you come into town, you always want to play real well against the team. And right now, he's on fire. He's about 6 for 7. And as Phil said earlier, the Wizards have to play a better perimeter defense. And right now, I don't think the Wizards want to get in the run and shoot game with the Bucks.
At the same time, Harvey, he's not alone, because you got the big 3. You got Glenn Robinson, who's been pretty good too. Ray Allen is yet to come. I mean,
but the secret weapon that they have, Tim Thomas off the bench. He had a breakout year about 2 years ago. Now he's just continuing to play well.
Think people around the country know what this Milwaukee team is about, especially after what happened at the end of last season?
Oh, no question. George Karl had them playing well last year. They came, one game before they went to the NBA final. But I tell you what, defense gonna dictate this game. Whoever can stop whoever.
All right, guys, he said it first right here on our Nothing But Net 2000 special. So stick with us throughout the game. We're going to bring you Nothing But Net talk here on Comcast Sportsnet. 29-29 at the end of the first quarter. Let's go back out to Steve Buckhant and Phil Chenier.
All right, Sage Steele, thank you very much. Quite a quarter for both these squads, Phil. But especially good to see Washington come out, hit their shots, Michael Jordan, and play the kind of defense they played as we take a look at the first quarter stats.
Well, you want to see how long each team is going to continue shooting the way they are, both over 60%. You can see the advantage that Milwaukee has in three-point shooting right there. But look at this right here. Inside play, rebounders, they have the advantage, and points in the paint. Good job in the first quarter.
Well, let's check in now with George Johnson. George?
All right, thank you very much, Steve Buckhant. Well, Bobby Simmons getting the start in this ball game and played 12 minutes in the first quarter. Didn't score any points. He was 0 for 1 from the field. But I got to tell you, Doug Collins was extremely excited about Bobby Simmons getting out on the floor. Said that he wanted a chance. He said the one thing he has done, and I'm talking about Doug Collins, is given everybody on this roster a chance to start. And he thinks that Bobby Simmons has done the best both in practice and during the games to warrant that start. Also helps Michael Jordan, obviously, get a chance to play at the 2 position. Let's send it back over to you, Bob.
All right, George. Courtney Alexander with a miss. The Wizards start Alexander, Hamilton, Popeye, Leitner, and Bobby Simmons. In the second quarter of play, Steve Buckhant, Phil Chenier, George Johnson, our entire Comcast Sportsnet crew on hand tonight. Nice pass inside Mason, who's bumped out of the lane. Great for Alston's jumper, no good. Leitner got pushed, no call.
Both Leitner and Popeye doing a good job defensively down low.
Hamilton is a Wizard search for an open jump shot. Popeye drives underneath. It's off a leg, and they'll give it to Washington this time, as Doug Collins will get Kwame Brown back into the lineup and give Christian Leitner a breather. Leitner with 4 points and 4 rebounds in his play in 1+ quarters.
He's one of those that you were talking about just moments ago, Steve, that certainly showed a lot of energy defensively.
Michael Redd in the game as well for Milwaukee now to start the second quarter, along with Irvin Johnson. Here's Alston all the way, scores, and Milwaukee has the lead by 2. Perhaps here Doug Collins scream out, trap him.
Yeah, that time he was talking to Popeye, who allowed that guard to turn the corner and get down the middle of the lane.
Kwame Brown against Mason, lost the ball. Out of bounds, the Wizards turn it over. Popeye comes out, Atan Thomas checking in. Thomas in his second year from Syracuse, picked up last season in the trade for Juwan Howard from Dallas. Mason with a rookie on him. They double team him and go to Johnson, who scores easily inside. Largest lead of the game for Milwaukee, 4 points. Atan Thomas passes to Hamilton, bad pass, knocked out of bounds, given to Milwaukee. The Wizards are out of one.
I was going to say, there's one thing that can really lower a shooting percentage, or at least get you off your track, is that's turning the ball over and not even get your attempts. They're shooting the ball well. Make sure you protect that ball and get your shots up.
Well, that's going to be one of the challenges for this team this year, is with so many different combinations that Doug Collins will have to try. It's difficult to get a rhythm and a flow, which they had when they started the game, and so for that reason he brings Michael Jordan back in and gives Bobby Simmons a rest for the first time tonight. So Jordan got a pretty nice rest from the 2-minute mark in the first quarter to over 2 minutes here in the second quarter. Long jumper is good for Michael Redd, who's 3 of 4 on the season from long range. Redd in his second year from Ohio State, and Doug Collins wants time. Milwaukee has built a 7-point lead, their largest of the game, after the Wizards had a 6-point lead in the first quarter. Timeout with 9:28 to go till half.
Hi, I'm Brendan Witt, and you're watching Comcast Sportsnet.
Well, it's hard to believe that back in 1988-89, Sam Cassell was the City of Baltimore Player of the Year at Dunbar when he averaged 22 points and 9 assists. And he's playing just as well now. He has not let up, and this is 9th year from Florida State.
Well, he's certainly off to a great start. 14 points, 6 for 7 from the field, 2 3-pointers.
Milwaukee is 3 of 4 in the quarter, but the Wizards 0 for 2 with 2 turnovers. Bucks are on a 7-0 run this period, 9-0 run overall. And Jordan is fouled by Rafer Alston. Wizards ball on the side. Jordan, Hamilton, Brown, Atan Thomas, and Courtney Alexander, as the Wizards try to snap a 4-game losing streak. Last year, the Wizards went 11 games before they got their 3rd victory of the year over Boston here. It made their record 3-8. They subsequently went 3-10 before winning their 4th, as Brown is blocked and the Wizards commit a 24-second violation. They finally got their 4th win. They have had 3 less productive starts than 3-10. In 1963, the first season in Baltimore, they began 3-12. In 61, the franchise's very first year, the Chicago Packers started 3-15. And in 66, the Baltimore Bullets got off to a 3-16 start. Hamilton, Alexander. Good defense by Milwaukee to stop that transition. Hamilton pulls up for the jumper, a little short. And a loose ball foul on Richard Hamilton. Or was it on Milwaukee?
On Mason. Yeah, Hamilton would have had that rebound, but somebody, I think it was Mason, grabbed his arm, and of course he lost possession, so they had to make that call.
It was on Anthony Mason, his 2nd personal. He comes out of the game, and Tim Thomas is back in. Kwame Brown is out, and Christian Laettner returns for Washington. See the Wizards' situation this period as another foul is called on Michael Redd. His first personal. Wizards ball on the side. Anthony Mason leaves the game with no points and a rebound, but he did have 4 assists. Seconds to shoot. Alexander, no good. Pretty good defense by Jordan to get in front of Redd. He lost it into the backcourt. Thomas is fouled as he goes into the lane. They called it on Jordan, and a technical foul on George Karl. George Karl, prior to Milwaukee, was 7 years in Seattle. He took the Sonics to the postseason all 7 years, including the NBA Finals in '96, where they lost to the Bulls 4-2. But last year, this Milwaukee team had a spectacular year as Hamilton misses the free throw. Milwaukee winning their first Central Division title since '86, advancing past the first round for the first time since '89. They won 50 games for the first time since '87. Beat the Magic 3-1 in the Eastern Conference first round. Beat the Hornets 4-3 in the semis. And then lost to the Sixers 4-3 in the conference finals. Blocked away inside. Thomas runs 3-on-1. Lost the ball and traveled with a basketball.
Boy. Another turnover. You're not giving yourself even a chance when you turn the ball over. The 4th turnover in this quarter. Baton comes up with a terrific block there, retrieves the loose ball, comes down and just can't handle the ball.
Well, a stark contradiction and contrast to quarters here for the Wizards. This quarter 0 for 5 with 4 turnovers, and they've missed their 1 free throw as well. After blazing a trail in quarter number 1. Thomas fadeaway. Missed it at the buzzer. Johnson fought for. They'll give it to Milwaukee with a fresh 24. Jordan is really not happy with Jess Kersey and George Karl for that matter. Tyronn Lue in for Washington, replaces Courtney Alexander. 2 points for Alexander. Jumper good by Tim Thomas.
Tim Thomas has come in and shot the ball well. 3 for 6.
And the lead is 9. Their largest of the game.
Boy, Austin all over Tyronn Lue.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Wizards trying to get a decent shot. That's not one of them, and Hamilton misses.
Well, now you get the sense that Milwaukee is tightening up defensively, really pressuring every shot.
Allen quickly to the basket is fouled. Let's see if they give him 2. It's on Jordan, and no indication yet from Rodney Mott, but it looks like they're going to give him 2 shots.
Well, Jordan takes away the baseline, but overplays it and gets the ball, but I think they called the tripping there. You see Ray Allen going down.
Allen has missed both of his field goal attempts, yet Milwaukee leads by 9. Allen is the 11th best free throw shooter in the league, 92%. He's hit 25 of 27 now.
But what a game they had. That last game they had against Minnesota, they were 5 for 17 from the free throw line. This is a very good free throw shooting team when you look at the likes of Robinson and Allen and Cassell.
Lue stripped away by Thomas. Michael Redd, great shot. Boy, turnovers have just crippled the Wizards here.
And it's like they've come out of nowhere. I mean, they just have not, since the start of this quarter, handled the ball well at all.
5 turnovers in the quarter for Washington. I'm not sure why Chris Whitney has been on the bench for so long. He did a nice job starting. Of course, he had an ankle sprain the other day, but started tonight.
So you see the defense slack in the middle. Tim Thomas strips it loose, and they're hustling to get back. But they couldn't stop the layup at the other end.
Remember last year, Phil, when Milwaukee came in here and they'd started the season 3 of 9?
That's right.
George Karl was talking to himself, but nobody else. Guys were blaming each other and just saying, we're terrible right now, not a good basketball team. And then they caught fire. They wound up against the Lakers, Spurs, Kings, and Jazz, the top 4 teams in the Western Conference, beating all of them.
Swept them, that's right.
8-0 against those 4 teams. Lou works free for a jumper and hits it. Wizards' first field goal of the quarter. They're 1 for 7, and it came at the 5:56 mark of this period. Allen off the screen. Unbelievable shot. Ray Allen at 26.6 points a game is 5th in the league. Played all 6 years in Milwaukee.
And has not missed a game.
Never missed a game.
Yeah.
Hamilton shoots and misses. Tip up and in. I don't know if they give it to Leitner or Thomas.
I think they gave it to Thomas.
This is the 384th game for Ray Allen. Thomas from way outside, and he can hit that. In fact, last year, he set an NBA record by making 8 3-pointers in 1 half against Portland. It was in the second half, and he had 39 points, 33 in that second half.
Now another turnover.
Red fires and hits. That's a 3-pointer. The 8th best 3-point shooting team in the league is just tearing it up. 16-point Milwaukee lead.
Oh, they were just tied.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. It's, as good as the Wizards have played, things have turned against them that quickly here in the second quarter. Milwaukee's outscored Washington 20-4 in the period. And a foul call. Wizards will have to climb out of another hole with 4:19 to go in the half. They trail 49-33. Let's send you back now to our Comcast studios in Bethesda for this timeout.
Guys, Sage Steele here along with Adrian Dantley and Harvey Grant. And my, what a difference a couple of minutes make. Ended the first quarter. We're talking, hey, good first quarter, 29-29. And now they're down by what? 16 points. Outscored 20-4 in this quarter. First thing that stands out in your mind, Harvey Grant, is what?
Turnovers. You know, you cannot have 5 turnovers in 1 quarter and expect to win a game against a good shooting team like Milwaukee.
But why? Where does this come from when in 1 quarter it doesn't seem to be an issue?
You know, consistency. Right here, each time get a block. Right, give it up. Give the ball up. Big guys always want to dribble. That's why, you know, get the ball to the guards.
And that's something that you talked about. As soon as the second quarter began, Adrian, that's what you said. Okay, there's 1 turnover. They can't do it. And it's been a domino effect since then.
Yeah, what happened is when you start the quarter off, they have them scoring in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game. And when they start getting the turnovers, they start substituting, so therefore they was out of sync, and you just don't have any chemistry right now.
And then you have Milwaukee obviously good on defense, being aggressive. Stuff like this here, Kwame Brown is blocked, and then another turnover.
Well, Kwame just took the ball. He didn't know what a defensive player was at that time. He just had to take his time, relax a little bit. He's young, and we just going to have to be patient with Kwame.
Well, it sounds like it's not just Kwame Brown who we need to be patient with. It's the rest of the team as well, because there's a huge difference right now between the first and the second quarters.
Well, the Wizards can't get up, run and gun shoot with Milwaukee. They have too many weapons.
Milwaukee will win that battle. All right, much more come up in a couple of minutes here from the Comcast Sportsnet studios. Let's go back now to Steve Buckhantz and Phil Chenier.
All right, Sage Steele, thank you very much. Well, tomorrow morning, November 15th, all final holds for December home games for the Wizards will go on public sale. Great seats still remain for matchups with the Magic, the Heat, the Knicks, and a special New Year's Eve game against the New Jersey Nets with a free post-game show featuring Sinbad that carries you right up to midnight. For tickets, call 202-432-SEAT or order online at WashingtonWizards.com. That's the story of the second quarter. It has not been a productive one for Washington. 2 of 10 from the floor with 6 turnovers.
And on the other side, Milwaukee has yet to make a turnover in this quarter.
The first quarter ended in a 29-all score. And the Wizards have scored just 4 points in the period. Jordan's jumper got 8 points in the game for MJ, who started the contest with a made field goal tonight in the first quarter. 15-point Milwaukee lead. Ray Allen baseline, missed one. Kicked out of bounds by Cassell, and a loose ball foul is called on Christian Laettner.
Well, that was a super effort from Sam Cassell. First of all, he was able to tip that ball loose from Jordan, who looked like he had the rebound. Watch him come along here, pop it loose. Now he continues to go after it, gets the contact from Laettner, and Laettner picks up the foul.
So Cassell to the free throw line, where he is 18th in the league at 89%. Glenn Robinson back in the game for Tim Thomas. Sam was the 24th player taken overall in the '93 draft by Houston. Played 3 years with the Rockets, then Phoenix, Dallas, and New Jersey. The Nets got him for Sean Bradley. And then he came to Milwaukee in a 3-team deal that included Minnesota.
There was a period of time there where Sam couldn't even unpack his bag. He was being traded so quickly.
The definition of journeyman. He's got 16 points in 12 minutes tonight. Jordan rims it. Laettner. Good offensive rebound. Lou, nice pass to Hamilton. Boy, he had the jumper. Now he fades away and scores.
Well, Irvin Johnson, probably the only really shot blocker on this team, was present, and I think Hamilton felt that presence.
Hamilton just 1 of 6 in the quarter, and a foul called on Tyronn Lue. Doug Collins, Brian James to his left. The newest member of the Wizards coaching staff, along with Collins. Larry Drew, Johnny Bach back for another season. 52-37 Milwaukee as Cassell makes the free throw. Anthony Mason back in. Replaces Michael Redd. And Kwame Brown in for Etan Thomas. Bucks are averaging 98.8 points a game. That's 11th in the league. And giving up 98.4, which is 22nd. I mentioned earlier they're 3rd in the league in steals, 9.8 per game, and you can see how active they are all the time.
Again, they're not a big team, so they have to depend highly on pressure and speed. And I mentioned before that George Karl has really convinced this team if they want to continue to be one of the top teams, they've got to do it on the defensive end as well.
Lou, jump step, up short, misses. One other word I could add to what you said, hustle. They really hustle after loose balls, anything that could be construed as a loose ball. Cassell fade away. Johnson gets the rebound. Irvin Johnson misses the shot and follows it in. 2 offensive rebounds for Irvin Johnson in his 9th year from New Orleans.
Well, this is a team that's had a good 3 days of rest, but also a good 3 days to think about the last game they had, which they lost at home, their first loss.
Kwame turns. Jordan chases it down. Wizards can reset, and a bad pass stolen away. 7th turnover in the quarter. Cassell, beautiful move. 20 points in the half for Baltimore's Sam Cassell. And Milwaukee's opened up a 21-point lead. Kwame misses badly. Ray Allen. 7 rebounds for Leitner in the game. Jordan for 3. Cassell open. Bad pass, but luckily off MJ's ankle. And back to Lou. 1 minute to play in the period. Lou all the way. Great move.
They had the defense stretched out that time. Cassell talking to some of his teammates, asking where the help was.
Pretty play, can't get it to fall. Johnson the rebound, Jordan with a steal. MJ's jumper, good.
Irvin Johnson a little upset. He knew Jordan was lurking in the background there, but he made that pass a little too quick before he really saw what was out there.
We talked about how he'll beat you with his experience. That's an indication right there. 7 seconds to shoot. Shot clock and game clock are just about the same. Johnson in the lane. Short jumper, no. Leitner the rebound, and that's going to do it. Very tough period for Washington as they can manage just 12 points in the quarter, and they are outscored by Milwaukee 29-12. Sam Cassell having a tremendous game, 7 of 10 with 20 points on all 4 free throws. That's the story from the half. 58-41 Milwaukee. Let's send it back now to our Comcast Sportsnet studios in Bethesda.
Thank you, Steve Buckhantz and Phil Chenier. My, what a turn of events. 58-41, your score at half. And Harvey, you're sighing over there. What's wrong?
I love the Wizards. I'm a Wizard fan, but that's some ugly basketball. You know, the guys seemed like they didn't hustle for a loose ball. Milwaukee guys got all the loose ball. It was an ugly half of basketball.
Why doesn't Doug Collins call timeout there? It's obviously out of control.
Hey, I'm like Diggy V. Hey, timeout, baby, timeout. You got to get it to TO, but he didn't do it.
Okay, let's talk more about the turnovers, because as the quarter went on, it seemed to get worse and worse. Milwaukee took advantage, and these are the kind of things that we saw happening as we take a look here. What's the problem, Adrian? Because it's not like these guys don't know that they got to hang on to the ball and not throw ill-advised passes.
Well, the problem is that the Wizards not really used to this pace. Milwaukee want to play at this pace. It's like a run-and-gun shootout, and the Wizards just don't have enough weapons to try to go up and down with them. They had to come out in the second half and try to control the tempo and get back in the game.
We also know that this is a Milwaukee team that is excellent from outside. They can hit those long threes, and they're hitting them. Did the Wizards not know that coming in? Because everyone else did.
Well, I'm sure they knew about it, because Phil said early in the game that the Wizards would have to do a better job on the perimeter and stop their perimeter shooting. That's what the Bucks are known for, shooting the ball from the perimeter, and they're a great shooting team.
And also, though, down low on the boards, the rebounding. And I would love to see the numbers, and I'm sure we will in just a couple of minutes here, but they're beating the Wizards in that battle as well.
Well, that's the Wizards' biggest weakness, is the transition defense and the boxing out on the boards. Throughout the whole season, they've been letting too many teams get offensive rebounds, and you just can't let that happen if you want to be a good team and win ball games.
Harvey, can you talk a little bit about the hustle? I mean, there were a couple of plays late in that quarter where Milwaukee is busting their butt, whether the ball's going out of bounds or not. Is that something that you see the Wizards not doing, or just Milwaukee being a little bit more aggressive at?
It was one play particular when I think it was Christian Laettner. He had the rebound, but Sam Cassell came around him and got the ball, and they called a foul on Christian Laettner. Those plays cannot be taught. You know, it cannot be taught, but the Milwaukee Bucks are doing it.
And Sam Cassell, 20 points at the half, well over his season average. I think he's averaging about 18 for the entire game. He's just driving through the lane. I could make that layup. That looks simple.
Well, the thing with the Wizards, I'm sorry. The thing with the Wizards, they just don't have interior defense. So, therefore, he can just drive to the lane whenever he wants to.
Now, at what point, because obviously late in the game we have seen Michael Jordan to the rescue. Here he comes. It's second quarter, third quarter when we come back here. At what point does he need to begin stepping up, taking over where he's had to do so many times this year?
If I'm Michael Jordan, I'm shooting the ball every single time I get it. Every single time, AD. I know you don't agree with this, but every single time I'm shooting the ball because it seems like the other guys are scared to shoot or they don't want to shoot. But, hey, if I'm Michael Jordan, I'm shooting every time.
Now, to play devil's advocate, and I'm not taking sides here, Adrian or Harvey, but at the same time, don't you have to continue to give the young guys a chance? Michael can't be a ball hog here because then what's the purpose here of developing these younger guys?
Well, I don't think he's a ball hog, but I don't agree with Harvey. He's saying that he needs to shoot every time. He's going to shoot when he has a shot. They double-teaming Michael Rear early tonight, so therefore the other guys are going to be open. They have to hit the open shots.
Michael Jordan hasn't been in there as much in the first half as he has in other games, though. Harvey, what were you going to say?
Who's going to shoot it? You know, who's going to shoot it?
I'm sure if you talk to some of the guys in the locker room or when they go home and talk to their wives or girlfriend, they probably saying I don't get enough shots.
Yeah, every single one says that. Quickly, how frustrating must this be for head coach Doug Collins as he sees his team play so well for the first half of for the first quarter, and then the second quarter just fall apart? How tough is that to watch? I mean, you know he's pulling his hair out.
Well, I love the Wizards. I hope they do real well. They've had 3 previous coaches before and they haven't done well. It's going to take some time for them to be a good basketball team.
That's plain and simple. Just give it more time.
Just that simple. They don't have the talent as far as with the other teams, as far as I'm concerned.
And the Boo Birds are out, Harvey. I mean, were you surprised by that?
When I used to play with the Bullets way back with the Caps at the Cap Center, we had some Boo Birds, but they loved us because we hustle. We dived on the floor. We knocked people around, and we was a pretty good rebounding team.
All right, guys. This is called Nothing But Net 2000. Here, is this where I am here? Nothing But Net 2000 here in the studios of Comcast Sportsnet. Much more to come, of course, the second half of basketball. But most importantly now, it is time to go over to our desk, the Logicon FTC Sports Night desk, and join Chick Hernandez.
All right, Sage, thank you very much. And guess what? We're talking a little more Wizards, huh? Before tonight's game, much made about the shooting woes of the Wiz, namely one Michael Jordan. Lost in the news, Coach Doug Collins going with his 5th different starting lineup in game number 8 on the season. Early highlights, first quarter now. MJ passing to the rookie Kwame Brown. Brown going to spread the wealth to Christian Laettner coming up. That's a nice touch pass.
Good pass.
Wiz up 6-4. Told you it was early. Still in the first. MJ showing glimpses of the pass. Going to blow past the Bucks. Right to the lane for the jam. Wiz up 14-8. But Milwaukee battles back, as the guys have been telling you. Tim Thomas going to strip Tyronn Lue. Michael Redd ends up with it, and he goes off the glass for the lay-in. Bucks take the 41-29 lead. And at the half right now, it is 58-41. Sam Cassell, the big guy in the first half, with 20 points. I should say Baltimore's own Sam Cassell with 20 points. Michael Jordan, 10 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Rip Hamilton off the bench with 8. And when the second half ends, join us for Guarantee Residential Lending, Wizards Postgame Live. Sage Steele, Adrian Dantley, Harvey Grant will stick around to bring you a complete wrap-up of the game and dissect every move on the court. Other games, Hornets visiting Philly. Iverson, 2-0 in his comeback from elbow surgery. Sixers, Corey Blount, going to drive the lane, tries the pass, picked off by Stacey Augmon. Augmon, the other way, easy layup, 22-18 Hornets. Later in the second, Derek Coleman going to take the jumper, misses, but Tim James there for the tip-in. Sixers take a 29-27 lead. So right now in the NBA, it is 32-32, actually. As we check out the scoreboard, the Pacers losing to the Celtics in the second period of play, 39-35. The Mavericks down by 2 to the Cavaliers, 34-32. And the Hawks in an early contest. Much more scoring coming in this game later on. Jazz lead the Hawks 9-5 in the first. First, it was Jamal Lewis who blew out his knee at the beginning of training camp. Now, the Ravens will have to get used to life without running back Terry Allen. Out at least 4 to 6 weeks. Allen broke his left hand on his very first carry of the game Monday night against Tennessee. The vet had been the team's leading rusher going into Monday, despite missing the previous 2 games with an ankle sprain. Well, Jason Brookins, who leads the team with 365 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, will start for the Ravens when they host Cleveland on Sunday. And the Skins don't have too many injuries to deal with, but they will have to deal with the elements Sunday afternoon. Denver is a notoriously tough place to play because of the Team 1, and they also have because of the altitude, making breathing tougher, which might force Washington to bring in the second team sooner.
We gotta be realistic. Bruce ain't gonna play no 70 plays, and Marco Lava's not. We all gonna get tired, so this is key for our backups to learn what we learning now down the field and practice, and come in and sub for us when we get tired.
All right, more coming up here on Logica on FTC Sports Night with Russ Thaler and yours truly. For now, it is halftime of the Wiz and Bucks. Let us head back to Sage Steele, Adrian Dantley, Harvey Grant for more analysis on the game. Guys?
Thank you, Chick Hernandez. We'll see you back here in just about an hour and a half or so. All right, let's try not to dwell on the past now, because fortunately the first half is in the past. Second half, obviously they can't turn the ball over. What else needs to happen? Because I'm not sure. What's the score as we're in halftime right now? Are they down by 17 points? They got a long way to go. Yeah, well, they're down by 17. What Coach Collins is saying right now is that he's going to tell the guys, hey, let's go out here and pretend like the score is 0-0 and just play good basketball the second half and try to carry that on to the next team. Unfortunately, they're playing Utah Jazz, and that's what he's looking for right now. And that's the thing. None of this gets any easier. As we go, though, to the second half, you got to take a look at Sam Cassell and how the heck you can stop this guy. As we said, he's got 20 points in the first half. Harvey, does he slow down? Does he get cold?
No, not Sam Cassell, because right now he smells blood. And once you smell blood, you know, you want to go in for the kill. But I think in the second quarter, he outscored the Wizards probably by himself. Absolutely. Well, they're down by 17 points, and he had 20 himself. So that one player made an awfully big difference. And, you know, this is a guy that's young, but, gosh, he's come a long way in the past couple of years, too. How impressed are you with his play? Well, go ahead. Well, I think everybody knows Sam Cassell can play basketball. He's one of the top point guards in the league, and they just had to match up with him. They haven't had anyone to match up with him throughout the first half. Yeah, you know, Sam always been known for as a shooter, and tonight he's just proving to everybody, hey, I'm a shooter. If you don't stop me, I'm gonna have 40. I also like his confidence, and we saw a little bit of that. I think it was towards the end of the first quarter when he and MJ are talking back and forth after Sam drew the foul. Look at this. Yeah. Sam running his mouth all the time. Most of the ball players from Baltimore run their mouth. No, really. Now you're stereotyping all of Baltimore. That's nothing unusual. So if anybody play against Baltimore players, you know that they run their mouth out. But you know, and it's interesting because I think it was against Bobby Sura the other night when there was some jawing there weren't smiles on the faces between Michael Jordan and Sura the other night. So, I mean, is this something that you guys like to see, expect to see? We all know Michael was a talker, too, back in the day and hadn't lost it. Well, most of the players, when they play against Mike, they're not going to foul him real hard. I mean, I'm sure Harvey, when he played against Michael, he never fouled him real hard. Oh, I fouled him real hard, man. So he got an advantage right there. But, Sir, you see, he didn't back down. And Cassell, that was more of a little joke type thing right there. Now, with Kwame Brown, obviously he struggled a bit in the first half. When you're down this much, you're the one that says, oh, Michael Jordan needs to shoot the ball every single time. With Kwame, do you keep him in there, Harvey? Do you let him keep going and keep getting this experience? Yeah, I think so, you know, because he's the future. You know, if he's the future, the guys are the future, you got to put him into the fire. Well, then Michael shouldn't be the only one shooting. Are you going to take that back? They're not going to shoot. You know, they have shots and they pass them up. So Michael said, I got to shoot it. Okay, Adrian, quick key to the second half here. Well, they just have to come out and play good basketball, take their time, don't take quick shots, don't get in the run and gun with Milwaukee. They just, like I said before, they don't have enough weapons. Just take your time and run some clock and take good shots. 58-41, your score at the beginning of the second half. Let's go back out to Steve Buckhantz and Phil Chenier.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
A tale of two quarters, as at the half, the Milwaukee Bucks have a 58-41 lead on the Washington Wizards. Steve Buckhantz with Phil Chenier, and the Wizards scored 29 points in the first quarter, just 12 in the second. In fact, they were scoreless for the first 6 minutes of the second quarter. What was the difference, Phil?
Difference was turnovers. They turned the ball over. They certainly got themselves out of rhythm because they didn't get any shots. They were turning the ball over. Milwaukee continued to shoot the ball well. Transition was a problem for the Washington Wizards a couple of times, too.
They seemed to have an excellent rhythm to start the game. Jordan was hot. In fact, both both teams shooting about 65% midway through the first quarter. But somewhere along the line, and I don't know if it was when a substitution was made, but somewhere along the line, the Wizards looked like a totally different team offensively. Their offense was thrown out of whack while Milwaukee stepped it up defensively.
Well, I just remember when the second quarter started, that's when the turnovers started to happen. I think they turned the ball over 3 of their first 6 possessions. So right away, you lose out on 3 shot attempts.
Michael Jordan, Sam Cassell, 2 of the most outstanding players this league has seen. Cassell in his 9th year, Michael, of course, in his 14th year. Michael checking Sam's head just to make sure everything's okay, getting 5. And then the 2 of them went at it, and boy, what a performance they put on in the first quarter.
Well, so Sam was perfect from the field in the first quarter, made all 5 of his shots early on, 2 for 2 from 3-point range. Jordan was equally shot the ball well, but just too much Sam. He finished the half 7 for 10. He was perfect from the free throw line. Perfect made both of his 3-pointers. And then you see Jordan picking up the steal. But coming into this game, Sam Cassell shooting around 37%. But tonight, he's got it all going.
All right, let's take a look at what happened in the 2 quarters. Here's the first quarter, and as we mentioned, the shooting percentage blazing hot.
Yeah, both teams shooting the ball well. You can see that right there, they have the advantage. Milwaukee has the advantage, but there is a positive sign there, the rebounding and points in the paint, but it really turns around in the second quarter. And you can see Washington's shooting percentage drops off drastically. Here are the turnovers, 7 turnover, points off a turnover, 14. That hurts.
So we're set to start the 3rd quarter from the MCI Center as the Wizards look to snap a 4-game losing streak. And let's send it over now to George Johnson. George.
All right, thank you very much, Steve Buckhantz. Just finished talking to the assistant coach, Larry Drew, about the first half performance. He told me, if you let a team shoot 50% from 3, you are not going to win basketball games. What we have to do is we have to get back defensively. They did a good job, and he was talking about Milwaukee, of spacing, getting wide, putting themselves in position for wide open 3s. I also asked him, I said, what was the difference with this club in the first quarter from the second quarter, in which you scored 29 points and then struggled to 12 in the second quarter? And he said, it's all about making shots. We did not make the shots in the second quarter. They look to do that as they start the second half. Back over to you, Steve Buckhantz.
All right, George Johnson, Doug Collins gathering the troops as the Wizards. Boy, it happened so quickly.
Yeah,
I mean,
just out of nowhere. And I would tend to even disagree with Larry Drew in the sense that it wasn't even the fact that they were missing shots. They weren't getting shots. They were turning the ball over. And again, then the shots that they took, they missed those early on. So you saw Milwaukee continue on their hot shooting. Now Washington, down by 17. You got another whole half to play, but they've got to do things defensively. Like you said, if they're shooting 50%, they're 7 for 14 from 3-point range. You're not going to beat many teams if they're shooting that well.
Jordan 5 of 10 in the first half. He missed his only 3-point shot. Couple of rebounds, 2 assists, 2 fouls, a steal, a turnover, and a block. MJ has 10 points.
Tell you something else. Milwaukee got really good production from their bench. Tim Thomas, but also Michael Redd, Rafer Alston, all shot the ball well.
Leitner takes the jumper and hits it.
Now, he's a player that got off to a good start. I think he did a good job on the boards. That's right. He led the team in the first half with 8, but only got 3 attempts. Was perfect on him, so he continues to be perfect from the field.
8 points, 8 rebounds for Leitner, and Ray Allen answers. Only 5 points for Ray Allen, but they haven't really needed his point production. Getting plenty from Robinson, Cassell, and Thomas. Blocked from behind as Ray Allen blocks Bobby Simmons, and the rookie commits a foul.
Well, that's when you see you really got to go into your offensive move quick, sharp, and deliberate. Because if you start to paddle that ball around, good teams will drop in. They'll have help, and you'll have 2 men guarding you before you know it.
Now the Wizards double team Cassell on the sideline. Manages to get the ball to Allen. Goes around everybody, kicks it out to Pope for the open jumper. That's about as nicely done defensively as you can. Escape that double team, whip it around.
Yeah, they almost had Cassell trapped over there. Good aggressive double team by Whit and Jones.
Whitney fires the jumper and misses. Chris Whitney played 7 minutes in the first half, and I wondered aloud why he didn't play more. I could see him during a timeout trying to work his ankle back into shape, and now he starts the second half and fouls Sam Cassell.
Well, he was a part of that Torrance shooting for Washington. As you mentioned, 7 minutes in the first quarter. He was a perfect 3 for 3, had 7 points.
So Cassell to the free throw line at his career high of 40 points last year against Chicago. Makes 1 of 2. And the lead is 20. Steve Buckhantz, Phil Chenier, Jordan Johnson. Our statistician Paul Evans on hand tonight. Another big crowd at the MCI Center. Michael Jordan spins inside, pretty move, and up short. And what's the call? Late call by Ronnie Dunn. But when MJ shot an air ball, I guess Ronnie figured he must have got him on the arm. It's on Ray Allen.
Well, he made a good move to shake Ray Allen. Ray trying to recover, goes after the shot, but gets him across. Watch him fake the turnaround, and then spins back to the middle. Ray Allen gets him across the wrist.
Jordan's first free throws of the game. The Wizards shot just 3 free throws in the first half.
2 for 3, yeah.
Michael gets them both. And there was a technical free throw shot in the first half, you recall. So the Wizards really not going to the line at all.
That was the one that Hamilton missed.
Right. Mason. Jordan tried to steal Allen. Allen, tough jumper, no good. And they're always looking for a steal. MJ fadeaway. Good. 14 points for his airness. Whitney going for a steal and almost got it. Popeye coming up with a collision. And Cassell is down and he appears to be hurt. Now he pops back up. Robinson fadeaway. Glenn Robinson in his 8th year from Purdue, averaging 22.5 points. He's second in the league in steals at 2.4. And the big dog has 9 points tonight. Popeye pushed, score the goal. He'll go to the line.
Good job of flashing in the middle very quickly and receiving the pass from Christian Laettner. Laettner keeping his eyes open. Watch him flash over in the middle. Has his man on his back. Puts it down.
Popeye 7 of 10 from the free throw line on the season. And makes the 3-point play. Averaging 4 points and tied with Michael Jordan at 6.9 rebounds per game. They lead the team. Wizards try to climb back in this one. They're down by 15. Cassell, nice defense by Laettner. Cassell, fade away on Whitney. Jordan baseline, missed it. Robinson pushed as he comes into the lane. And it's on Popeye.
Foul on Wizards number 54, Popeye Jones. First personal foul, team's third.
Well, Laettner, they threw the ball, hit him without him seeing it. Bobby Simmons ahead of the pack, scores.
That was a tough play to handle by Bobby Simmons. Had to run the ball down. Felt the pressure of the defense coming up behind him.
The lead is 13. Washington on a 9-2 run. They've trailed by as many as 21. Nice chip by Simmons. Whitney for three. Popeye battling with Robinson. He walked out of bounds with it. It'll be Wizards ball.
Well, Jess Kersey letting them play. He was the official that allowed that contact on Popeye Jones just a moment ago right in front of us, and then more contact, and Big Dog thought he was fouled.
That would have been a nice three had Whitney been able to connect. Laettner's open and will shoot.
We'll take the two.
10 points for Christian Laettner. And the lead is 11. He's made all 4 of his field goal attempts. Make it 5. Cassell off the screen. Well, Laettner did a good job.
I was going to say, he's been extremely active. We talked about he's got 10 points. He also has 9 rebounds, so he's been very active on the board.
Wizards try to get it under double digits here. Whitney, ooh, he had a jumper. Draws the foul. Score. He'll go to the line.
You know, I'm going to tell you, Steve, I don't think we've said enough about Christian Laettner. He's been playing with an awful lot of energy. He's been focused to get rebounds, but also when he's gotten his shot, he's put them down. He's also come up with a couple of assists. Here he dishes the ball cross court to Whitney. Whitney has his man beat and draws the foul, too.
3-point play by Whitney. Cuts the lead to 8. Wizards are on a 10-0 run. 14-2 overall and a foul call. It's on Laettner. Fourth on the team and number 3 on Christian Laettner.
Boy, I don't like that foul there. Way out on the court. He just kind of reached in. You know, he had nothing to gain out there. Maybe he's a little tired. That's his 3rd personal, as you mentioned, and now any fouls after this, Milwaukee will be shooting.
And he'd probably have to come out. Off the screen, Ray Allen for 3.
Well, you've got to cover up. Remember what we said, your rotations, your transitions, and switching, you've got to do it aggressively, quickly, and leave very little spacing. Good back door.
Simmons score the goal. He'll try a free throw. So Bobby Simmons, who is active, energetic, strong.
Boy, they set this up beautifully. The overplay by Robinson, the backdoor cut by Simmons. Strongly gets up, puts it down with the contact.
Foul is on Pope, his 3rd. Simmons makes the 3-point play. 8-point lead, as close as the Wizards have been. Well, Whitney just hanging on to Rafer Alston's left arm. Robinson knocked away. Oh, the Wizards' hustle has energized this crowd. Whitney jumpers short off the rim.
Well, I'd really like to see them offensively run something for Laettner. He's got the hot hand.
Rafer Alston, who had not missed a 3 coming into this game tonight, was 3 for 3. And he's made that shot, so he's now 4 for 4 on the season. Simmons spins, had it knocked away. Good defense. Up ahead to a streaking Rafer Alston, who gets an easy layup. Doug Collins wants time. So the Wizards had cut it to 8 at 68-60, and then outscored 5-0. And Milwaukee leads it by 13. Timeout with 5:13 to go, 3rd quarter.
And welcome back to the MCI Center. George Johnson joined by Serena Williams, one of the great tennis players in the world today, the defending U.S. Open champion. Well, your sister's the defending champ, but a former champion at the U.S. Open. Good to see you here. Do you come to a lot of basketball games?
I go to a selective few. I live in Florida, so I go to a few Miami Heat games. I try to make it out a little bit.
So, okay, how do you compare this atmosphere with Miami? Because I know they get hyped down there in Miami, but I mean, they're excited here.
Yeah, the second half is really picking up a lot. I think the Wizards are playing a bit better. I don't know. I think it could really get hype in here, but I haven't been able to experience it yet.
Now, Michael Jordan, have you what? I mean, making the comeback. I mean, you being an athlete, how does he look out there?
Well, he's looking good. I mean, Jordan's the best, so, I mean.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised that at that age he's back?
I don't know. I don't know anything about basketball, so I don't know.
Well, let's picture, could you play tennis maybe? You say you get to that age, 38, 39, you think you could still be out there playing tennis?
Oh, not tennis players. There's no tennis players ever really like that, so no tennis.
Now, this weekend, I know that you're going to be taking part in a walkathon. Am I not mistaken? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's the Fannie Mae Foundation, so the walkathon to help the homeless. It's this Saturday at 10 a.m., and I think the website is www.walkhth.
Okay, now how far would I have to walk if I'm coming? Because, you know, I don't want to walk for so much.
No, but it's for a good cause, and I mean, if I can do it, I think a lot of other people can do it too.
Okay, hint, you can do it. Thank you very much, Serena. Let's send it back over to Steve Buckhantz and Phil Chenier.
All right, George. All the greats come out to see the great Michael Jordan. MJ works free, hits another one.
And he got that good head fake, got Allen off his feet, and was able to pull up for the soft, open jump shot.
18 points for Jordan, 8 in the quarter. And timeout as the Washington pressure forces Milwaukee to take a 20-second timeout. Ray Allen has 10 points. He has the last 7 of Milwaukee's points. And there is a timeout on the floor with 4:10 to go here in the quarter. Let's send you back to our Comcast Sportsnet studios in Bethesda.
Buckhantz and Phil.
Net 2000 is a very exciting next-generation telecommunication services company. We're offering business customers one point of contact, one connection for high-speed local, long-distance, high-speed data, internet, video, all on one invoice, and about 30 to 40% less than large established providers. We founded this company on simplifying the telecommunications bureaucracy.
Net 2000, leading a telecommunications revolution.
Welcome back to the Comcast Sportsnet studios. This is a special Nothing But Net 2000 version of updates during the game here between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Washington Wizards alongside Harvey Grant and Adrian Dantley. I'm Sage Steele. First things first, the Wizards have made up a little bit of ground here, down 17 points at the half, now only down 11. Bobby Simmons has come alive a little bit here in the second quarter. What have you liked from young Bobby?
Well, he's been playing real well the last 2 or 3 games. He's been getting a lot of playing time, and he really wasn't expected to play that much this year, but evidently he must have been working real hard in practice, and therefore he's getting a lot of playing time.
What do you see, Harvey, right now is the biggest difference, as we only have about 15 seconds left, between the first half and the second half so far?
Hustle, hustle, hustle. You know, they getting loose balls and they're aggressive.
All right, this game is far from over. Everyone stay tuned here to Comcast Sportsnet. We'll be back with another update in just a couple of seconds. Let's go back now to the MCI Center and join Steve Buckhantz and Phil Chenier.
All right, Sage, the only way to see MJ and the Wizards take on the best of the league, including the Lakers, is with a Wizards weekender plan. The plan is filled with NBA stars like Malone, Garnett, McGrady, Finley, Kobe, and Shaq. It also features a Wizards matchup between MJ and the Bulls. For more info, call 202-661-5050. Account executives are standing by, and as we go back to live action, the Wizards force a turnover and will get the ball back. So again, what Harvey and AD talked about, Harvey mentioned hustle, hustle, hustle.
That's right, hustle, aggressive play. I'm sure they'd still like to cool off the overall shooting of the Bucks a little bit more.
So Alston and Whitney get tangled up, and I think Jess Kersey's going to call a double foul.
Oh, no.
No, I had to check this thing up here.
Now, I don't know if he's calling a foul at all. Something to do with the clock.
It could be a double foul.
Collins and Kersey having a little fun on the sideline. Jordan
almost had the backdoor set up again.
And a foul will be called on Ray Allen fronting Michael Jordan.
Well, trying to front Michael Jordan. Michael wouldn't allow him to get. You're moving your feet, plus have that upper body strength that you got to hold off and shield off. Watch him get around in front. Moves through the arms of Ray Allen. Now he gets in a low position. He's not going to allow Ray to get back in front.
So MJ to the free throw line where he has made both of his free throws tonight. Now 3 for 3, has 19 points in the game on 8 of 14 shooting, a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists, 3 personal fouls on Jordan. Gets them both. The lead is 9.
That 8 for 14 shooting is a real good sight.
Bucks' largest lead was 21 late in the second quarter at 58-37.
Boy, Jordan wanted to go for that steal. A split second of hesitation. I think he could have picked that ball off and he really made the move to get it, but a little bit of hesitation. But that left Ray Allen wide open.
Their three-point shooting is unbelievable. Nice pass by Latham.
He still hasn't missed a shot, Steve. He's 6 for 6. Getting some nice dishes from his teammates, but he's also working hard on the boards.
The problem is steal by Simmons. Up to Jordan. Michael ahead of the pack. Lays it in. Teasing the crowd at the MCI Center.
That might have been his first true breakaway that we've seen this year.
Tell you the truth, I don't care how they go in as long as they go in.
Well, that's 9 for 15 now.
MJ, 22 points in the game, 12 in this quarter.
Good rotation now.
4 seconds to shoot. Allen's jumper missed it. Whitney's there. Again, the Wizards have cut it to 8. It's the third time in this quarter that they've cut it to 8. Whitney shoots, little strong air ball. Simmons saves it into Allen. Here they go.
Well, got to get back.
2-on-1. Robinson fouled by Whitney. Three personals on Chris Whitney. In the meantime, Milwaukee is lighting it up from long range. They have made 10 of 18 three-point shots in this game, shooting 56% from long range.
Well, that's been a real sore point for Washington's defense. We saw Detroit shoot the ball well from three-point range, and of course, a couple of nights ago, Seattle shot the ball well.
Chris Whitney gets a nice round of applause. And some encouragement from Doug Collins. Chris Whitney and Tyronn Lue battling for that point guard spot in preseason and in training camp. But Whitney won it with experience and floor leadership as well as his outside shooting. Jordan has Tim Thomas on him now. Beautiful move, that's way strong. Saved by Simmons off his leg, and it goes to Milwaukee.
See, this is what we're talking about. I mean, he's still getting away from his man. Watch him cross over. Just stops on a dime, pulls back. Tim Thomas is out of the picture, but just shoots the shot too strong.
Called a foul on Rip Hamilton, his first. And Milwaukee will shoot 1 plus the penalty. I find it very interesting to listen to Doug Collins speak to the officials on the floor after the officials have been listening to Doug for the last 4 years on national television. You know?
Yeah. I along with many people, enjoyed listening to Doug. I just thought he was a great combination of energy, but still knowledge and passion for the game. And now he's using that passion in the coaching position again.
Yeah, he was truly an expert analyst.
Yep.
Hamilton, boy, he nearly walked. Jordan fires a jumper. Good. He looks at Rodney Mott and says, he got me on the arm.
Right.
Where's
he
the
had
ball?
Both hands on it before Jordan.
24 points for Jordan, 14 in the quarter on 5 of 7 shooting. Robinson jumper, missed one. Michael is there, loose ball foul, they'll call it on Christian Laettner.
That's not going to go over well with anybody on the Washington side. They felt Christian Laettner had Irvin Johnson boxed out. Irvin, let's take a second look. There it is right there. He's on his back. Boy, how can you call that? Oh, no.
I don't know. I thought both of them were holding each other, to be truthful with you.
He's got him boxed out the way Irvin Johnson is pushing and trying to move. Look at it. He's moving him underneath the basket. Plus, he's got his arm twisted around. I don't think, how are you going to hold somebody with your arm behind your back?
And from that angle, it looked like it might have been more like a half Nelson. 1 of 2 on the free throws. The lead is 10. Wizards have not been able to get closer than 8, and Mott spots a foul down low. It's charged to Michael Redd, and I believe that'll send MJ to the free throw line.
Yep, both teams in the penalty now, so you got to convert those free throws.
Jordan has made all 4 of his free throws. He's 10 of 17 from the floor and has 24 points. Jordan is a career 84% free throw shooter. Coming into tonight's game shooting 81% from the line. Gets them both. 26 points for MJ. He has 12 points in the last 5 minutes. Again, the Wizards cut it to 8, as close as they've been since being down by 21. Red's miss is gathered in by Popeye Jones, and the Wizards can cut it to 6, perhaps 5. Jordan's jumper off the mark. Popeye will go to the line. I like the fact that you point out, Phil, he doesn't get rebounds above the rim.
No.
But he gets them when they come off.
He moves himself around, moves his opponents around. Here he runs the pick and roll, keeps the man on his back, and he's in perfect position to get the offensive rebound. Plus, he protects the ball as he goes up to give himself a chance to get that shot down.
Now 2 of 2 from the line tonight. Popeye has 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of them on the offensive end. Wizards bring Courtney Alexander into the lineup for Michael Jordan, who gets a huge round of applause. 26 points for MJ, 16 in this, the 3rd quarter. And Popeye gets them both.
He looks like he's in real good form. Of course, we knew that to start the game off. He came up and pushed both of us around.
Wizards have indeed cut it to 6. Finger roll is good. The lead is back to 8. That was the closest the Wizards had been since early in the 2nd quarter, when it was 82-76 seconds ago. Shot clock is off. Hamilton, rebound, Popeye, with 5/10 of a second to play. That's good if it goes, and it does not. The Wizards with a massive 3rd quarter to outscore Milwaukee 37-26. 16 points in the period for Michael on 5 of 8 shooting. So the Wizards are back in it, down by just 6. We'll send you back to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for this update from Bethesda, Maryland.
Wow. You know, maybe it's you guys. Maybe it's you, Harvey Grant, and the Wizards can hear our Comcast Sportsnet broadcast because you talked about hustle, hustle, hustle. They seem like they're listening. They seem like that's what's going on out there.
Right now, the Wizards are getting all the loose balls, and they run the court. And they didn't, in the third quarter, they didn't come out and try to get it all back at one time. They chipped and chipped and chipped away. And they got the ball in whose hand? Whose hand?
Michael's hands. Here we go. As you said, get the ball in his hands almost all the time. 26 points in the game, 16 in the third quarter alone. So did he take over?
Yes, he took over. But the thing that Harvey didn't say was that he shot the ball real well. This is the best game I've seen him play out of the 6-7 games we played so far because he's shooting the ball real well. He's shooting a high percentage shot, and when you do that, you're going to help your team. You have a chance to win the ball game.
Coming in, Michael Jordan was shooting just 38% from the field on the season. Tonight, 64%. What's that?
Well, he's just having a good night tonight. But the last 3 years, Michael hasn't been shooting the ball real well, good percentage. Tonight, like I said, this is the best game he's played so far. And one thing you got to understand, in the NBA, you're always going to make a run, and this is their run in third quarter. Hopefully, they have enough energy in the fourth quarter.
One more quarter for that. Let's go back out to the MCI Center, rejoin Buck and Phil.
All right, Sage. It was a productive third quarter for Washington, not only in total points, but in field goal shooting as well, as the Wizards shoot 59% from the floor. Tonight's game is brought to you by Net 2000, revolutionary telecom, astonishing service, Net 2000. Well, I was checking quarters, Phil, as we take a look at stats through 3. Milwaukee shot 63% in the first, 48% in the second, and 50% in the third.
See, that's not bad. 48% is good shooting. At some point, you've got to hold these guys to a lower percentage if you're going to get back in this game. Washington did an excellent job in that quarter. I think they were 13 for 22, but you can see their shooting percentage came up. They also were perfect from the free throw line, 11 for 11.
So the Wizards had that horrible shooting quarter in the second when they shot 30%. Open jumper from Irvin Johnson misses, tipped away, loose ball, foul, Milwaukee. It's on Michael Redd, and we'll check in now with George Johnson. George?
Buck, I just got a chance to listen to Doug Collins as they had the timeout in between quarters. The one thing that he stressed was help defense, most notably on Sam Cassell. Sam, obviously, they want to keep from hurting them, even though he is not on the floor right now. He also said rebounding was very important. Let's limit them to just one shot. You saw them do that on the last possession. And also he said, fight, fight, fight. We're back in this ball game. Now we've got to play smart. Back to you, Buck.
In fact, they're down by just 4 after that made field goal by Popeye Jones. They may not have to worry about Sam Cassell. He's got a strained right rib muscle.
Good box out that time. No Milwaukee defender anywhere close to that offensive rebound.
Popeye Jones, 10 points, 8 rebounds off the bench. Jordan will come back into the game. First dead ball. Popeye again. This time gives it to Courtney Alexander. Looking for an open jumper. Got it! It's a 2-point Milwaukee lead. Wizards have come back from 21 down. Washington on a 10-2 run. Robinson against Simmons. And a tripping foul as he runs over Rip Hamilton. But they'll call it on Bobby Simmons as MJ checks back in.
They just didn't seal off that middle quite well enough. Had the right intentions. Bobby Simmons coming out now for a blow. You got to do a better job of closing that middle down.
Jordan back in. Double team Robinson, knock it out of bounds. Milwaukee ball with 9 to shoot. Wizards have stepped it up on both ends of the floor. And I'm curious to know what Milwaukee's done since Sam Cassell left the game. He's back in now, and they turn it over. Cassell returns despite a strained right rib muscle. George Karl has watched his team squander a 21-point lead.
Boy, Leitner really wants the ball.
Popeye's open, shoots, got another one, and we're tied at 84. Points for Popeye Jones. Well, that was close to an offensive foul. Thomas traveled with the ball, and they call offensive foul. This place is going bananas.
Once again, position, the most important thing. Well, first of all, look at this jumper by Popeye. He has shot the ball well. I think he's only missed one shot tonight.
He's actually 5 for 5. 13 points, 8 rebounds. Jordan, no shot. It will not count. He was fouled by Michael Redd before the shot went up. And the Wizards will have the ball on the side.
Michael Redd trying to guard against the pick right there, but leaves the baseline open, has to use his body to try and slow Jordan down, but gets called for the foul.
5 personal fouls on Redd. Not sure what the delay is as Jess Kersey is conferring. All right, we're set to go. They put 14 seconds up on the shot clock. I think that's what the question was. Jordan against Tim Thomas with 8 to shoot. Michael missed it. Fouled, scoring. Got past Rip Hamilton. Hamilton got him with the body, and Allen scored off the glass.
And that's the importance of an offensive player like Ray Allen, of sustaining your dribble. There he gets slowed down. You see they get back on defense. He doesn't give up his dribble. Now he lets the defense get set, picks up the opening spot, and drives to that opening and draws the foul.
Three-point play completed by Ray Allen. Leitner, offensive foul.
Well, that's where patience is so important.
Timeout with 8:50 to go in regulation. 5 personal fouls on Leitner. Wizards trail by 3. 8:50 to go in regulation as the Wizards, who tied it at 84, now trail by 3. 87-84. Christian Leitner has not missed a shot tonight, nor has Popeye Jones. Leitner 6 for 6, Popeye 5 for 5.
Boy, and that's one of the areas that this team has really been struggling with. Their front line is scoring and production, and both those players, both those guys, Leitner and Popeye, have had a superb game so far.
Leitner also has 6 assists, but he's got 5 fouls right now, and the Wizards turn it over. Costly turnover for Washington, who has 13 in the game. Johnson is fouled by Bobby Simmons. Correction, they'll call it on Courtney Alexander. First on Alexander. Here's another look at Washington's defense.
Well, watch they get Ray Allen trapped over here. Popeye Jones and Michael Jordan makes a difficult pass. Courtney reaches from behind.
Back to live action. Michael Redd with a missed shot and Michael Jordan with a rebound. Wizards have battled back from 21 down. They tied it and now trail by 3. 6 to shoot. Hamilton's jumper strong. Cassell the rebound. Boy, Michael just let Ray Allen slide right by him.
Well, he was anticipating him doubling back, and he was positioning himself to fight through that pick, but he left the middle open and had no help from the weak side.
18 points, 15 of them in the second half. And the lead has grown to 5. Jordan stripped away. Red fouled. He'll go to the line. Watch this one again.
Well, this time Jordan goes into the middle. Ray Allen gets help.
And Michael Redd fouled by Bobby Simmons. And they'll let Rafer Alston come into the game and bring Sam Cassell out. I'm guessing he's still bothered. You can see him shaking his head, still bothered by a strained rib that he suffered earlier in the game. Michael Redd had his career high against Minnesota in a loss Saturday. 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting. He was 2 of 2 from long range in 18 minutes. Also had a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists, and a steal. He's in his second year from Ohio State.
Well, the Wizards need to get a bucket here badly. They turned the ball over at least twice the last 3 or 4 possessions.
Jordan's open for the jumper. Can't get the roll. Tip up. Fought for. Popeye has it. Trying to go. He shovels it to MJ. Lost the ball. Gets it back. Shoots. Misses. Wow. Milwaukee on a 7-0 run since the game was tied at 84. 6:50 to play in regulation. Jordan got hit. And a foul call. Looks like it's on Ray Allen. And MJ will shoot a pair.
Well, just like the last play we saw with Jordan, he's trying to look for ways to get to the middle. This time there is no weak side help. You see somebody just flash over briefly and just kind of haphazardly slap for the ball, but Jordan's able to carry it all the way down the middle and draw the contact.
Michael's first miss from the free throw line tonight. Chris Whitney back in the game. Jordan has 26 points, now 6 of 7 from the free throw line. He's had 2 32-point games this season against Boston and Golden State. 31 against Atlanta. Makes 1 of 2, 27 points for MJ. Allen is pushed and fouled by Bobby Simmons. Bobby Simmons started tonight's game, the first start of his young career. And now Ray Allen to the line. Allen, who, as you mentioned, Phil, has never missed a game in his NBA career. He says, quote, if I'm on the court, there's nothing wrong with me. If I'm hurt, if I'm injured, I just won't play. to me, I've always been this way. If there's something wrong with you and you're out there playing, then there's nothing wrong with you. I will never mention an injury as an excuse. That is mind over matter. That's what he said.
Sounds like a little double talk. He really
Jordan fadeaway. Got it. 29 for MJ. He's 11 of 22 from the floor. Anthony Mason won't shoot. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Good two-man defense. Bobby Simmons and Whitney did a good job on that pick and roll. They didn't want the mismatch down low, so they hustled back to cover up their man.
3-point lead. A field goal here is critical for Washington. Jordan, good defense. Throws the ball to Whitney. Tried to save it. Nobody there but Austin. And he will go to the line. Good defense on Michael Jordan last time down.
Well, that time Ray Allen did not leave his feet. Just jammed him and made it almost impossible for him to get the shot off.
5:27 to go. Milwaukee will have the ball and a 6-point lead. Let's send you back to our studios in Bethesda.
Thank you, Steve Buckhantz. That's right. Interesting. As you look at Michael Jordan, they're not happy, probably with himself more than his teammates at this point, Harvey.
Right now, it's Mike had a turnover. That's not like the Mike we know. But right now, my story is Popeye
Jones. Well, first of all, let's recap because they were down by 21 points, as many as 21 points in the first half. Cut it to, well, they tied it up, and now they're down by 6. One of the big reasons is Popeye Jones, who's 5 from 5 from the field, looking good. He comes in, starts in the second half in place of Kwame Brown.
Yeah, you can't say enough about Popeye, the work that he does on the floor and off the floor. Where would they be without Popeye? Down by 15 points.
And Christian Laettner as well, 6 for 6 from the floor. So between those two guys, Adrian Dantley, 11 for 11, haven't missed a shot.
Well, we already know about Christian. We just need him to play well every night.
Consistency.
12, 13 points. That's all we're asking for, and we have a chance to win some games.
And speaking of consistency, I mean, quickly, how do they go from down 21, tying it up? Do legs get to them at this point? Is there such thing as expending all of their energy to catch up, and now they're tired?
Well, in the NBA, you're always going to make a run. Whenever a team is up 20, you always make a run. Everybody get all excited. Oh, yeah, we're going to catch up and win the game. What's going to happen there is, are they going to get tired, and can they execute right now down the stretch?
I can't answer that. Only the guys can. Let's go back out live to the MCI Center and rejoin Steve Buckhantz and Phil Chenier.
Well, take a look at the matchup. Simmons on Mason. You got Whitney on, I believe that's Austin. And that's the way you want to keep it. Now, Mason's going to come over and set a good hard pick. Now, watch it. Freeze it right there. Now you're going to see Whitney come back. Watch Simmons double back. Good combination. They don't allow the passing lane to become vulnerable. And therefore, you see the tough shot there from the outside. They miss it. And that's what they want to see defensively. You got to hustle, but you don't want to allow those mismatches. So when you cover up or you make your rotations, it has to be quick, sharp, and aggressive.
Rafer Alston, who had his season high of 11 against Minnesota, has 9 tonight. Milwaukee has outscored Washington 18-6 on the fast break. Make it 19-6 as those two free throws are a result of the fast break. Hamilton, Whitney, Jordan, Laettner, Bobby Simmons. Great pass by Laettner, and MJ lays it in.
Well, Laettner has really done a lot of good things out there. That time set Jordan up easily. Jordan set his man up too, going back door.
31 points for Michael Jordan. Robinson missed it. Loose ball foul on Milwaukee.
Not much chance of Whitney getting that rebound, but he did hold his position to make sure that the officials saw the contact. Irvin Johnson coming over the back.
So Johnson gets the foul called on him. And Sam Cassell returns to the lineup, replacing Rafer Alston.
Now, I say be careful because Sam is known to play possum. I mean, he walks around like he's half dying, and then he'll come up and make a big shot or come up with a steal.
Jordan baseline jumper off the glass, can't get it to fall. A little too strong. That would have been a big hoop. Wizards down by 6, 4:36 to play regulation.
There's that pick and roll again.
Allen, Cassell wide open for the jumper, hits it. 23 points for Sam Cassell, whose season high is 25 against both Utah and Boston. Nice pass, Hamilton from Leitner again. They got the back door.
Well, they set that up well. And what you have to do is you have to make sure you're being on the weak side or the strong side or active. And that's what Jordan, Whitney on the other side have been doing.
Hamilton came off the bench tonight, did not start. He has 10 points. Robinson. And he's fouled.
Whoa. A lot of bodies going down.
A pileup of humanity, and let's see if they all collect themselves, and it looks like they do.
Pileup of what?
Humanity. On the ground, Leitner and Hamilton are up okay. And Glenn Robinson's going to the line. Here it is again.
You see, actually, it looks like Whitney knocked Leitner down, and then Ray Allen came over him, and it was just a big pileup.
Big Dog converts. He has 12 points in the game. Season high was 28 at Utah. Last year he had his career high of 45 at Golden State in 35 minutes of play, make it 38 minutes of play. So the lead back to 8 with 3:46 to go. Steve Buckhantz, Phil Chenier, George Johnson. Our crew in the studio in Bethesda, Whitney all the way. Smashed up off the glass, blocked. And a foul on Bobby Simmons in the backcourt.
But Whitney had to take one more dribble to get to the basket. That allowed Irvin Johnson to make up the difference. He's got the long arms. He's an excellent shot blocker. And you can see Whitney has his man beat, but there Johnson's able to get the running start, stretch out there. Now you see him go after it and reject the shot. Good defensive play.
So the Wizards had cut the lead, or rather tied the lead at 84.
But Steve, it's all about defense. I mean, this team is still shooting well above 50%. And Washington has not been able defensively to get them out of their rhythm, even if only for a few possessions.
Whitney, Leitner, 6 to shoot. He takes the jumper and can't get the roll. Simmons knocks it to Mason. Leitner now 6 of 7 from the floor. Nice swing to Allen for the open jumper, missed it. Loose ball foul on Sam Cassell. Timeout on the floor with 2:54 to go. 101-91. Let's send you back to our Comcast studios and Sage Steele.
Thank you, guys. Welcome back here to the Comcast Sportsnet studios. And a couple of things standing out to Adrian Dantley and Harvey Grant as we wind up the game here. The lead keeps fluctuating, not fluctuating back and forth. It just keeps extending for the Milwaukee Bucks, it seems. Christian Leitner finally misses his shot, now 6 for 7 for the game, but he's doing a lot of things well.
Yeah, he's passing the ball extremely well. Right here, he find Michael for the backdoor layup, and he's playing an all-around game right now.
And when you talk about Michael Jordan, Adrian Dantley, it's late in the game. Is this the time he lives for, even now at age 39?
Well, this is what we used to seeing Michael take over at the end of the game, but they down 8, but it's going to be very interesting. They had to execute a little bit better on offense, and maybe they can come out with a win.
Is he able to take over games like this and against young, strong, aggressive, quick teams like Milwaukee?
Well, he's capable, but the thing is, they got down 20. That took a lot out of him. He played real well. Just had to wait and see.
Wait and see is the key. And coming up immediately after this game ends, we will come right back here and join these two experts and talk about the game as a whole from the first through the fourth quarter. See what happened. It's called Guarantee Residential Lending Wizards Post-Game Live. We'll also try to go back out live to the MCI Center and join head coach Doug Collins as well as Michael Jordan. Their press conferences are always interesting after wins or losses. It really doesn't matter here, but we're going to break down the whole thing. Wins is what you want? We're going to break down the whole thing here on Guarantee Residential Lending Wizards Post-Game Live. Till then, let's go back out to the MCI Center.
2:54 remain in regulation, and the Wizards find themselves down by 10. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Net 2000, revolutionary telecom, astonishing service, Net 2000 Communications. Christian Laettner has 8 assists. He is 1 away from matching his career high, which he's done twice. He's had 9 assists twice, the last time in March of '93. Hamilton misses the free throw. Now let's check in now with George Johnson. George?
Buck, Doug Collins told his club, he said, listen, we got to get these free throws and we got to knock them down. Rip obviously missing the first one, but he did want the club to know that for the rest of the way, they will be shooting free throws. There's a long way to go. 4 possessions left after those free throws is what Doug calculated. No long shots. He wants them to take good ones. Back to you.
Interestingly enough, George, the Wizards have 5 more field goals than Milwaukee tonight, 38-33, but they trail by 9.
Well, that's because a lot of the three-point shots that they've been able to make.
They've got 9 extra three-pointers. Milwaukee 10 of 21 from three-point range. Phil, the Wizards just 1 of 4.
And that was early on. I think Whitney hit that early on in the first quarter.
Milwaukee also has 10 more free throws than Washington does, and therein lies the difference as well. Irvin Johnson knocks the ball out of bounds. Wizards are trying to avoid a 5-game losing streak. In Michael Jordan's career, he has never had more than a 6-game losing streak. He's had that twice in his career with Chicago. The Wizards will play Utah here Friday night.
And that's a team that's struggling to start off this season as well.
Cassell's jumper, how good is he?
Well, he came in here limping the last time after the last time leaving the game, and he's hit 2 shots since then.
New season high for Sam Cassell, 27 points in 27 minutes. Bobby Simmons backs up, and it will not count. Cassell called for a foul, and I believe Simmons will go to the line. Or will it be Whitney? It is Whitney to the free throw line. Career 88% free throw shooter. In fact, that would be first in team franchise history if he'd attempted the minimum amount of shots for that category. Jeff Malone is currently the best in Wizards history at 86.9. Makes them both. 12 points in the game for Chris Whitney. 9-point Milwaukee lead. Mason. Now they get Allen. Great pass inside. Johnson gets the roll. Beautiful play from Allen to Johnson.
Well, it was a nice pass delivered by Allen, but I thought that Irvin Johnson traveled underneath there.
Looked like he took an extra step, no call. Jordan has 31.
That's Laettner's shot, even though it doesn't go down.
And that might do it. 11-point lead with 1:10 to go. The Wizards needed a flurry of offensive production and didn't get it. Mason using that elbow. Allen fadeaway, missed it. Wanted a foul, no call. Up ahead to Hamilton, slashing to the hoop, draws a foul, and will shoot a pair. Stops the clock with 51 and 6/10 seconds to play. Michael Jordan comes out of the game replaced by Courtney Alexander. 31 points for Jordan on 12 of 24 shooting, 7 of 8 from the line, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 fouls. Another frustrating night because the outcome is not what MJ had in mind.
Well, obviously, he had a very good shooting night and got some good help from some of these other players, particularly front-line players, Lakeland and Popeye Jones, and at one point in the fourth tied it up, and you thought the momentum had finally swung their way. But the big difference was they have not been able to shut down this potent offense of Milwaukee. These guys have shot the ball well all game long.
Thomas for Allen. He'll bring it back out, use some more clock with 7 to shoot. Nearly carried the ball, no call. Robinson. Oh, Milwaukee gets the rebound, and that's going to do it. Well, the Wizards hard fought. They dug themselves a huge hole. This was a scenario that came up a lot last year where they just get down by too many, expend too much energy coming back, and not be able to get over the top. And tonight they pretty much did the same thing. They played a great first quarter, but then got down by as many as 21 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And even though they came back to tie it, couldn't hang on.
Outscored 29-12 in the second quarter. A slew of turnovers. I think it was 7 turnovers in that second quarter alone. And that kind of certainly took the air out of their offense. But again, the big story to me is that they have not been able to shut this offense down of the Bucks. They're still shooting right around 50%.
Jess Kersey and Doug Collins having some words, and Kersey instructing the bench of the Wizards to settle down. Bobby Simmons started tonight's game, the first start of his young career, the rookie from DePaul. And he is fouled out of the contest. Ray Allen to the line, has 20 points, 17 in this half. Allen was an All-America, first team at UConn in '96, played just 3 years of college ball, and has firmly established himself in this league as a great star and an up-and-coming star as he continues to get the production and the recognizability that he deserves. Hamilton is fouled with 6 seconds to go. Wizards will fall to 2-6 overall. Their 5th consecutive loss. They opened the season losing in New York, then they won at Atlanta, beat Philly here. Since then, losses to Detroit, Boston, Golden State, Seattle, and tonight Milwaukee.
And they've got Utah coming in on Friday, and then next Tuesday Charlotte will be here. So that's their 5-game homestand, and they certainly had expected to do a little better than they've done, at least so far.
Bucks have won 1 title in 1971 when they swept the Bullets in 4 straight. They beat the Wizards tonight in the first of 4 meetings between these two teams, 107-98, despite 31 points from Michael Jordan to lead all scorers. Sam Cassell led Milwaukee with 27, but the Bucks win it and improve to 5-1 overall as Washington falls to 2-6. Wizards basketball returns to WB50 on Friday night when the Wiz play host to Karl Malone and the Utah Jazz beginning at 7 p.m. And now for Phil Chenier, George Johnson, our entire Comcast Sportsnet crew, Steve Buckhantz wishing you a pleasant evening from the MCI Center. Once again, the final score, the Bucks 107, the Wizards 98. Wizards basketball has been a presentation of Washington Sports and Entertainment, Comcast Sportsnet, and the NBA. For continuing coverage of Wizards basketball, stay tuned. Guarantee Residential Lending, Wizards postgame live with Sage Steele, Harvey Grant, and Adrian Dantley is next. Don't forget to tune in to Logicon FTC Sports Night with Russ Thaler and Chick Hernandez for all the day's sports news and highlights. Take care, everyone.